Hey.
Hey, yourself.
No, I was talking to people.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I answered for the people.
That was all I got in me tonight as far as like an introduction.
You get up high quality that's guaranteed.
Hey, my wife is connected to the Roadcaster by
I was
YouTube.
like, what on earth was that?
Hey, just so you know, if you surf the internet, it's gonna sound on the show.
I gathered that because I do it on purpose.
I thought you were figuring out how to use like a soundboard or something.
No, that was you.
Oh, well, no, I haven't been using soundboards for a long time. Because I've grown up now, and at some
You've grown
point,
up now. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta become a real boy.
A real boy.
Or you know what I mean.
I don't think I do.
What's up, everybody? Saying hello.
Hey.
So what's up with this Isabela Ferrer?
All right.
Situation?
So the other night when I was reading this, I read it with Elsie, and neither Elsie or I have any sort of legal experience. So it just turned into kind of like unhinged yelling and giggling. So
funny, I just dealt with a service issue.
Huh?
In an unrelated case. I had a lot to say about this one in particular.
Well, I don't know if you want to do that right now.
No, I do not. I'm just saying. I'm talking about the Isabela.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything.
No.
But no, so we just started like our stream. The whole stream when we went over this was like unhinged, and so it's like I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna bring someone with me who knows what they're talking about. So I couldn't find anyone who knew what they were talking about, so I settled on you.
Could I just give my initial preamble?
Yeah, do it.
I think that Ferrer's attorney is a fucking clown.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I think that he is. I don't know anything about him. I don't know what his experience level is. But I feel like he accidentally accepted service and he doesn't realize that he accepted service. And Friedman, in his response, kind of alluded to it. And I was wondering, why are they talking about the merits of the subpoena if they're making a special appearance? And he may have unwittingly waived service by generally appearing. He's here now. Not only that, they asked him twice if he was going to accept service on his client's behalf. When you make yourself known in a litigation, even if you're a non-party, you do stuff like that because we're not trying to waste time. And he's in his motion, in his opposition, trying to argue the merits of the subpoena. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that is actual appearance. We've gone beyond the scope of special appearance at this point. But I'm getting ahead of ourselves. We should probably do it the way that you wanted to line it up. I just wanted to give my initial preamble. I think the guy's a clown.
Well, the initial motion where they're trying to serve her by alternative means, they went to 2 different addresses that they had for her.
Which I imagine they obtained by employment records.
Must have been, or there's also something in their response today that says that Blake Lively had listed one of those addresses. So
there you go. I was going to ask that. Where did Lively subpoena her at?
Right, exactly. And so they did that. It didn't work. Then they tried to email the lawyer twice. He ignored them. Yep. And that's basically all there is to really say about that. But they responded to this motion for.
There's way more to say about it than that. What do you mean?
The initial one?
Yes.
Just the
you know what this really is? This is them trying to bring in their indemnity clause argument into a subpoena.
Dude, no, I'm just talking about I'm only talking about the initial motion to serve right by alternative means or whatever.
Well, then maybe I should calm down a little bit.
No, you're good.
Maybe I should just cool my jets.
No, it's past midnight. You can go ahead. Freak out.
All right. Well,
cool.
No, I'm calm now.
No, that's your cue. I don't accept that.
I guess the last part of my preamble is it's a rather transparent attempt to bring the indemnity litigation between Ferrer and the Wayfarer parties into an unrelated subpoena issue in litigation that has nothing to do with her. And it has so little to do with her that Friedman's like, look, if they're not going to use anything from her, then we won't use anything for her. We could just stipulate to kick her out. And what's the big deal? There was parts of me that wanted to take her side because we just got done arguing about how a whole host of third-party non-party content creators were unceremoniously subpoenaed that had nothing to do with this case. Fair point that there are only a couple of references to her communications to Baldoni even mentioned in the complaint. Why is she being subpoenaed? Fair play to that argument. But guess what? Make that argument after you've accepted service and make your Rule 45 objections there. To try to raise it while at the same time making a special appearance to object or oppose Friedman's motion to serve through special or substituted service is retarded. Oh, I'm sorry. Not.
You know you're not supposed to say that word here.
God damn it. And we're live. You know what I mean? It is idiotic. How about that? Could I still say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay.
So she accepted the subpoena, right, back in February from Blake with no problems, no objections. And then now is acting like this is somehow a form of harassment for them
That's
to also...
the transparency, isn't it? Isn't that transparency? The fact that she is accepting the subpoena from Lively, but not from the other parties whom she has a legal dispute with.
Right. Well, the language was also, I felt like, pretty telling in that she used words like, harassment a bunch. They pointed out she used the word harassment like over a dozen times. They also said that he was acting inappropriately towards her by doing this subpoena. And then also that there was a coordinated campaign against her, which they don't even really provide any sort of reasoning to back that up. They're just like throwing that out there for the sake of throwing that out there.
You know what? I deal with a lot of clown lawyers. And one of the ways that I gauge whether or not they are a clown is what kind of issues do they attempt to interject that are unrelated to the issue at hand in their oppositions. So they're bringing up indemnity stuff. They're commenting on the underlying litigation that they admittedly have nothing to do with to pile on Baldoni because they're pissed off about the indemnity clause. And whether or not there's merit to the indemnity argument, I have no idea. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. But to try to litigate that in this motion is just beyond unprofessional. It's clown level territory. Honestly, it's something that a second-year attorney would do. Yeah. It's something that a meddling attorney would do because they want to get their name on the docket in the big celebrity Lively v. Baldoni case. That's it.
Yeah. Right. And then the fact that somebody pointed out here, they use the word Baldoni so many times. So instead of referring to them as the Wayfarer parties, which I feel is appropriate, they refer to everyone as Baldoni.
I know, because they did that on purpose.
No, yeah, of course. But I just feel like they're like freaking out like she's getting all this. They're calling it harassment and stuff. And like, I don't know if you've seen any of the DMs that she got that were in the exhibits. I don't think I sent them to you, but
no, and I wouldn't care.
Some of them were like rude.
Yeah.
There were no threats. Some of them were rude, and I wouldn't say like you should never send someone DMs like that. But some of them were just like saying things that she was probably annoyed by, which is like not really harassment. It's just like just block, just hit the block. It's not really that big of a deal. But they're saying that he is like causing her to receive kind of negative publicity and harassment and stuff by doing this, by like trying to serve her with a subpoena. And I'm like, well, we would never have known that you were being served with a subpoena if you hadn't dodged service of the subpoena and then came out and freaked out like this.
It reminds me of this time in family law court where there was another attorney that tried to do precisely the same thing, not accept service on their client's behalf. We tried to serve the other party at a court hearings like, look, Your Honor, here's the thing. They literally did this in front of the judge. Here is the thing we're going to serve them with. I'm handing it to counsel, and counsel literally gets up, said, nope, we got to go. And then they just booked with the client. It's like, Your Honor, did you just see what happened? Did you just see that? And there were sanctions involved. But it reminds me of something like that. For them to not even respond. If you're not going to accept service and just say that, look, my client has not authorized me to accept service on her behalf. You're going to have to effectuate personal service, whatever. But to just not respond is beyond unprofessional.
Right.
Like Queen Flossie says, shameful. Yeah, that's a 100%. I agree.
Queen Flossie?
In the comments.
Oh, I was like, who's Queen Flossie?
Well, since you're running the show, I get a chance to look at the comments every now and then.
Yeah, there you go.
And somebody said shameful. I was like, yeah, shameful. There you go.
Hang on, let me pull some of these up just because I want to go through DMs redacted. There we go. And then they included like Reddit posts in here and stuff, and like, okay, so there was an Us Weekly article they attached, and they said like that was a reason that it was like harassing somehow, that they got negative publicity for her, and they're like basically insinuating that they've done a smear campaign against her now. And I'm like, lady, like I had an Us Weekly article, and I don't do shit. So you were actually like a part of this film and a part of this case, and
Yeah.
you're a like famous actress who's being named in a public news article. Like, what's your deal?
Well, Friedman made the point. I'm going to share my screen with you, like the, well, if I remember how to do that. Gosh, I haven't done this in a while. I feel like I haven't done this in a long time. Here we go.
You haven't been around much.
No, I've been busy.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've been extremely busy. Anyway, this is it. Could you see it there?
Hold on. Before presenting a screen, remove other media streams from this day. Oh, I see. There we go.
There you go. All right. So I'm looking at this.
Do you want to like zoom in a little bit?
Do I want to zoom in? No.
Well, it's not for us, for them.
I know. I understand. Let me just there we go. Is that too big? Is that big enough?
No, you're fine.
Let me get rid of this this thing. Anyway, so he goes on, and where was the line? There was just basically the one telltale line where he just kind of nails it. We are happy to share the results of our due diligence with the court, albeit that seems unnecessary, given that Ms. Ferrer has counsel who has now appeared. Do you know what that means? I mean, you'll miss it. But what he's essentially stating is that since we're talking about the contents of the subpoena,
right,
and they are making arguments that it's duplicative, that it's intended to harass, that it's because of indemnity, extortion, I guess. Hasn't they just
extortion is a wild word to use here.
I mean, that's pretty much their argument. It was a quid pro quo. You accept service, and therefore we will give over indemnity rights or allow you to control our response, whatever. That's what they're saying. That's what they're having. That's what they're saying. And then Friedman, without even making reference to it, just kind of just gives a nudge to the judge. Hey, since they've now appeared, does this even matter? In other words, yeah, we have done our due diligence to try to serve her personally, but does it even matter because they've now appeared since they've argued the merits of the subpoena? In other words, dumbass, you just lost the motion by default.
Right.
And so as I was reading his motion, that was exactly what I was thinking. Like, why is he talking about the contents of the subpoena? He tries to like downplay. It's like, well, without going into the merits of the subpoena. And then he goes into the merits of the subpoena and talks about how it's for harassment, extortion, whatever. This quid pro quo for indemnity.
Again, extortion is such a wild thing to throw out there. Like,
but that's basically what he's saying. They're saying, I will accept, we will honor your indemnity clause if you accept service and let us control your response. That's how they framed it. That's basically extortion.
That I don't agree that that's how it actually happened. I agree that that's how they're saying it happened.
I know. Well, yes, I'm not saying they are being extorted. I'm saying that's how they framed it. They framed it as an attempted extortion.
But to me, that's just like the word that you used earlier that you're not supposed to use. That's how I feel about that.
Oh, it is silly. It is silliness. It is amateurish. It is kangaroo court. What other word could we use? It is a mealy, cuntish attempt at litigation.
Oh, God. I hate that word, mealy. So gross.
All right, I had to get one in.
I know.
Anyway, I'm not going to share my screen anymore. It's not worth, honestly, going further. Do you have is there other questions? Because honestly, this is a pretty straightforward, open and shut issue with the Ferrer case.
Well, I mean, not really. I was just kind of looking at it and I was like, I try not to be too, like, I guess, conspiratorial, but like at the same time, reading the words that they used and stuff like that, it was like the exact kind of like layout for the claims that Blake Lively has made against Justin Baldoni. And it was kind of like,
they did that on purpose. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they did that to take a jab. You know, they were they're just taking digs at Baldoni for no reason. Did I go? Yeah, this was it. No, that's the motion for. Okay, I got it. Her opposition. It's like this 20-page document, 17 pages or 23 pages. This really, honestly, an opposition to a motion for substituted service, 45 pages. That's all you need. There's been no due diligence. We're not avoiding service. I will accept service on his behalf, on her behalf, and then we'll talk about Rule 45 stuff afterwards. That's how that normally goes. But a 23-page motion, like 80% of which was to argue the merits of the indemnification clause and to take shots at him based on the underlying charges of harassment, that's bullshit. Is this on the screen, the motion?
I'm looking at whatever you're scrolling through right now.
Highlighted in yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Baldoni subpoena's other categories substantially overlap with the categories of the Lively subpoena. He's literally talking about the merits of the subpoena right here. Those overlapping categories include Ms. Ferrer's communications with Lively, Baldoni, and other parties to this litigation, harassment or discrimination that took place during the production of the film, complaints or grievances about various people connected to the film, and in particular, Justin Baldoni and Jamie Heath, and circumstances about the intimate scenes from the film. Baldoni made no effort to tailor the subpoena towards the production. See, when he says stuff like this is no longer a special appearance. He's arguing the merits of the subpoena. He's now appeared.
Okay. Got it.
And so I really feel like at this point, motion for substituted service is moot. I think that Judge Lyman should just say that, well, look, you've appeared, you're served.
Right.
You want to make a Rule 45 argument, then make it.
Yeah. How do you feel like that's going to go if they were to do that?
Bad.
Yeah, okay. I didn't think so, but like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a lawyer.
Well,
so.
put it this way, similar to you were subpoenaed. I'm talking about you personally. And they quashed it because there was nothing there, right? So they quashed the subpoena and like, whatever, fine, there's nothing there. We met and conferred. However it is that they met and conferred is what they claim, right?
There was no meet and confer, just to be clear.
I know. But that's what they're gonna, whatever. They made attempts. There was emails. Therefore, they met and conferred.
That's hilarious. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Friedman is literally saying, I'm not necessarily saying that we need anything from Ferrer. If they want to say that they're not going to use her for anything, then we won't use it for anything.
Sure.
Therefore, Lively subpoenaed her. She sort of responded to Lively's subpoena, but she didn't respond to everything. And we're looking for the stuff that she didn't respond to.
Mm-hmm.
But if they tell us right now they're not going to use anything from Ferrer, then we won't use anything from Ferrer. Therefore, boom. That's not Rule 45 stuff. That is kind of just how you do it.
Yeah.
And so, which is why I'm saying, like, they're acting reasonably. Not, look, I don't know, like, maybe there's an indemnity clause issue there, because the indemnity clause, if you read it, it's pretty ambiguous. The bottom line with indemnity clauses, though, is that those are usually where you are a party to the case. It usually doesn't have anything to do when you're a non-party to the case responding to a subpoena.
Well, and I mean, we've seen the indemnity stuff with Jen Abel and Jones work, so.
Yeah, and the other thing is, usually when there's an indemnity clause, the employer has the right to pick who your lawyer is going to be.
Right.
That could have been Friedman and company. It could have been somebody else that they had earmarked for such a thing. But she chooses her own lawyer who runs up the bill and exponentially. He writes this 23-page motion. This motion by itself, if they're billing it $7.50 an hour, and they spend
there's another there's a whole declaration and stuff that goes with it. It's 69 pages.
Yeah. So in other words, she's probably got legal bills right now over $20K.
Yeah.
Because her attorney is playing games and trying to bring in frivolous litigation, frivolous because it has nothing to do with this case, and taking shots unnecessarily at Baldoni. I would argue that that's in part extortionate in and of itself.
Yeah.
Perhaps witness intimidation, probably not. But there's things that Friedman can say to request sanctions against this effing clown if he really wanted to.
I don't think he's going to. But yeah.
No, he's not, because he's not a kangaroo court attorney. What's
No,
this
so
guy's name?
those two have history. This lawyer and Brian Friedman have history, I guess.
That makes sense. Jared Foley.
Um,
Yeah, Jared Foley's a bitch. How about that?
I don't know if it was this guy or if it was Mickelman that he has history with, but apparently, like at one point, they tried to sue Brian Friedman for like I think it was defaming a client or something. Don't quote me on this, but they lost, and then they had to pay attorney's fees to Brian Friedman. So they are like not fans of Brian Friedman, I guess.
Dan Extreme says $7.50 an hour. Well, I'm just assuming that they're probably charging those kinds of rates. I mean, hell, the average attorney right now charges somewhere between $400 to $600 an hour. It would stand to reason that they're asking for at least $7.50, and then they're writing and basically running up the bill by wasting time with a 23-page opposition to a motion that's kind of frivolous now that they've just appeared. In addition to writing a 69-page declaration. What is that about?
I mean, it's just more of the same, really. And then also they include some emails between Baldoni's counsel or Wayfarer counsel and that law firm, and it's talking about some arbitration stuff. And it like doesn't really prove their point at all. So I'm like, why are you even pointing this out? And again, it's not related to the subpoena. It's related to the indemnity. Then there's these. I'm going to show this real quick. Hang on. There's these like DMs and stuff that they include. And these are the harassing DMs they're saying she's getting. Some of them, like I said, are really rude. Like this one is rude. Somebody says they're gonna find you, hun, sooner or later. Like, okay.
Well, I'll comment about that. I mean, look, this young lady, I have no reason to believe that she's like the equivalent of Blake Lively. She's a young girl. She has a lawyer. Her lawyer's a clown. What could I say? If she had better counsel, then there would be better pleadings, but there isn't. She picked the lawyer she picked.
I don't know, man. I think that given the fact that she like sent that stuff to Justin about what a safe environment he made it and how comfortable and like wonderful it was for her working on that set, and to have a lawyer for her come out and say that he appropriated her narrative and was harassing her, like this is kind of crazy to me. So I have a hard time not having that like reflect on my opinion of her. So I don't know. I know it's there. People are saying like it's the lawyer that did it, but I'm like, dude,
I'm going to defend her a little bit.
Sign off on that?
Yeah,
like,
no. I'm going to say this. Look, if I was representing you, let's just say I went after Ezra for the subpoena.
I mean,
I had some spicy language here. You know what I would tell you? Like, Lauren, you let me do what I do. I'm going to file this motion. I'm sign my name on it. And if they have anybody to be angry about the language that I use, they could blame me. You're out of it. Just let me do what I do. And you say, you know what? You're the lawyer. Go for it.
That's actually not what I would say at all.
Oh, well, knowing you, that probably isn't what you would say.
No, I would tell you to get rid of that shit.
Oh, well, and I would say, let me get rid of it then, but I'm going to use the language that I want to use. Just let me do my job. And I tell you to just stay out of it. I'm going to write my thing. I'd have you write your thing, and then I would write my thing, and then I would do what I do.
It's a lot of things.
The problem is that when you have a clown attorney like this that has a personal vendetta against the other attorney, you get pleadings like this, which are ridiculous. They have if I was the judge, I would be so pissed off at this lawyer. I would probably yell at him in court. Honestly, I was like, how long have you been practicing? This was supposed to be in opposition to a request for substituted service. What are you doing talking about the merits of the subpoena? You know what? You've generally appeared. You've been served. You're in it. If you got a Rule 45 motion to make, then make it.
Yeah.
You got 7 days.
Yeah.
That's how Lyman should approach it. Is he going to approach it that way? I have no idea. I've been wrong pretty much every single time about Judge Lyman. So
every single time. I mean, a
lot of the time. Well, let's just put it this way. When it comes to how they're going to rule and respect, well, no, I've been right some of the times. Not every time. I'm just saying, Lyman could be the kind of judge that doesn't do what you think he's going to do. He's a little unpredictable.
That much is clear, yeah. Oh, God.
Let me say something else. If you're the kind of person that sends these mean DMs to people that you don't know, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, that's like I keep saying that's like unwell. And I know people are like, well, she did this, blah, blah. I'm like, you don't know her. Like, it's one thing to say something about her if you're like using your Twitter account and you're just like tweeting into the void, where like we all are, and you're just saying, I think Isabela Ferrer is a piece of crap for filing this. Okay, fine. But if you're like going to her DMs and you're trying to force her to listen to all the negative things you have to say about her, like that's a problem.
The wrathful proser says that Blake is giving her cramps. You should send her a care package with Midol and cream and heating pads.
You're the one who has that stuff on hand, so why don't you?
I live in a house full of women.
That wasn't why.
That wasn't why at all.
Why don't you send over some of your Midol and your Nora Jones playlist, and that'll be fun.
I'll send her my Nora Jones playlist. Maybe a little Dinah Washington. Maybe a little, I don't know. We'll see. Whatever she wants.
Right. Let's see. Let me look through some of these real quick. This is for you.
But Cheetah LA says, I can't stay up so late, but excited to listen to you first thing in the morning. Well, I appreciate that. So in the morning, you'll hear all of them. You'll hear, well, I've made several missteps so far in this life. And look forward to that. I accidentally used the R word. I was doing so well. I feel like it's been like 6 months.
It was one time. You're fine. Just Ricardo, thank you for the $2. Hi, Omar and Lauren. Hello, all of my lovelies. What's up, man?
What's up, Ricardo?
Sexy James. Thank you for the $14. Shout out to the solo pilot riding harder for Blake than Ryan, flapping his cringe lips all day on X like it's his effing job. If you can ever pull the camera out of her ass, clean the lens, and try zooming out.
Ew.
I don't actually know what you're referring to, man, but thanks for popping in. Yeah.
I wonder what $13.99 was about. That's a very specific amount. Why'd she super chat you that?
It's the camera cleaning fee.
It's the camera cleaning fee.
Helene, thank you for the $10. Mealy. Okay.
Mealy.
Okay. You're doing this on purpose now. Now she says moist. Thank you again for the $10. And thank you again for the $10 saying yummy. And I hate that word too. I hate that.
Oh
word.
boy.
I hate all those.
That's
words.
gross.
Yeah, it is gross, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna read through all of these, but some of these were like not that bad. Let's see. Hey Judas, why are you running away?
Judas,
that's
wow.
Not, like don't send that to people, man. Come on.
Yeah, people take this stuff too serious, man. I mean, it's like a grown man that like goes to a sporting event just to boo somebody that's doing way better in life than them. Oh, you suck, whatever. Yeah, they're making millions of dollars and you're paying for your $30 seat and your $8 beer. Or not even that, inflation, right? I guess double those prices. Whatever, man. If you boo at a sporting event, you're a loser. I'm just going to say it. If you're a grown-ass man and you go there wearing your Tom Brady jersey and you go there specifically to like boo all the time and annoying the fuck out of everybody around you, nobody can enjoy the sporting event because you have this personal vendetta against athletes that are better than you. You are a loser.
Maybe they're
sorry, Bruce, for calling you out like that.
Oh God,
Bruce would never boo.
I don't know, man.
Bruce is not that guy.
So this is an example of one that I was like, this is not like threatening in any way, but it's like she probably just didn't want to see this, you know. Do the right thing, Isabella. If that was your dad or family member being accused of doing something they never did, you'd want someone to do the honorable thing too. What's happening to Justin isn't fair, and it's ruining his family and career. I mean, from a stranger, that probably feels like an overstep. Like from a stranger, if I'm Isabela Ferrer, from a stranger, this feels like an overstep, and I probably like would not want to receive messages like this. But at the same time, it wasn't intending to be rude or harassing, you know. So just hit the like block button and move on. I don't know why this is included in here.
You really shouldn't. I mean, well, they're included because they wanted to include. Did this make its way to as an exhibit to the declaration?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the kind of stuff that they just randomly picked up some of these DMs to say, hey, she's being harmed or prejudiced by whatever, some social media backlash, but whatever, man, it has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. I guess I just feel like, hey, Judas definitely fits the bill for that. But this one, I don't know if it really does.
Honestly, no, really. She has no personal vendetta about this thing. She's just she has nothing to do with this case. She doesn't want to be involved with this case. I have no problem with her stating that. I just think that her lawyer is a fucking clown.
The issue is that, you know, Blake Lively, when she initially came out, said there were other women on set who came forward with complaints.
And is Isabella going to be the one?
So
See, you know
the
the problem with this?
speculation.
Check
Go
this
ahead.
out.
Yeah.
If Isabella is the other woman that is going to support her at trial, she's now biased, isn't she?
Yeah.
Because she has indemnity beef with the Wayfarer parties.
Right.
So she's saying what she's saying because of contractual dispute, not because she believes what she's saying. She's doing it as a retaliatory measure against the Wayfarer parties. Her testimony is now useless, and Lively still has no valid supporters.
Right. So the
Therefore, her
speculation
attorney is a
was
clown and has done way more harm than he ever intended because he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, if you were, gosh, a third year attorney, you would know not to do this.
Yeah.
I have no idea how long this guy's been practicing law. I've seen attorneys that have been practicing for 25 years do stupider things. I'm just saying, competent attorneys don't do this shit. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what his litigation history is. Maybe it's way better than mine. I'm just saying he's a clown.
Yeah. Well, so she, Blake Lively, when she was doing that whole 17-point list of demands and stuff like that, which was not an HR complaint, but they'll try to pass it as one. She started trying to kind of make insinuations and take control of the intimate scenes between the younger characters. So these scenes were between the two teenagers, and I guess you never saw the movie, so you won't know what I'm talking about. But there's like a
We'll
sex
never
scene
see the movie.
between-
At this point, it's not
Right.
happening.
So there's a sex scene between the younger versions of the characters, and so she made some insinuations about that, saying that Justin like added a bunch of gratuitous stuff and all this crazy stuff. So that's why there's so much speculation that Isabella, who also became very close to Blake during the aftermath and the promotion of the film, and somehow after saying all these wonderful things to Justin, like unfollowed him and refused to say his name in interviews and shit.
Well, let's break
That
that
she's
down a
going to be
little
one of
bit.
those people.
Is she
What's
talking
that?
about scenes related to her or scenes related to Lively?
Related to Isabella. So Blake was talking about scenes related to Isabella.
Okay. Was
So,
Isabella
apparently
saying
some of,
stuff that there were liberties taken in her intimate scenes on the film?
Well, all she said, as far as we know, is like how wonderful and safe Justin made the set for her, and how she felt comfortable in that environment. And
Yeah.
Blake, who is going to try to say that Isabella was one of the people who was treated inappropriately, has like subpoenaed her to bring her into this. And so Justin is saying it's irrelevant that she actually said no. Like this was actually a wonderful experience for me. You made it so safe and so comfortable. So that's kind of important, I feel like. So they want to see what Blake asked for was like communications through production. What
Well, let me
Justin is
just-
asking for is not that. He's asking for communications through the promotion of the film when the falling out happened.
Let me just explain how confident Friedman is in his defense of Baldoni on the SH charges.
Yeah.
The fact that her co-star, her younger co-star, said that she felt safe, that she felt comfortable, that she felt no harassment, that she felt like she was safe on set, is enormous when the allegations are the opposite, right?
Right.
He literally said, I will stipulate to not use her at all because we don't need her because her claims are so ridiculous. I don't even need, I don't need the extra. It's cumulative at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to prove that her SH claims are idiotic and just leave it at that and let it stand on its merits. So there was no funny business on Friedman's part. It seems like they're legitimately trying to get information that was not responded to in the Lively subpoena.
Right. Exactly.
So Rule 45 sanctions, kiss my ass with that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Before I go too deep in on them for that, I cannot emphasize enough what an amateur this attorney made himself sound like in the writing of that opposition. It was so beyond the pale. It was so amateurish. It was literally like something I might have written when I was in law school, when I was envisioning myself arguing in front of the Supreme Court in like a movie, like A Time to Kill or something. I'm
I've not
Matthew
seen that.
McConaughey making the big closing argument, and this is like my big chance. It's like he's envisioning himself in a movie. And in his mind, he's saying all of these things. And everybody at the end, at the culmination of his speech, gets up and gives him a rousing ovation. But the reality is, like, you're a fucking dumbass. You just inadvertently lost your opposition because you just appeared dumbass.
That's awesome.
You're a cuck. You're a cuck. How about
Yeah.
that?
So that seems to be the general consensus among most of the lawyers who have commented on this case. Yeah, I don't know. When I first looked at it, I was just kind of like, I thought it was bizarre and very stupid, but at the same time, I was like, surely there's something I'm not understanding here. There's got to be something that I'm not seeing for this to make sense, because otherwise, this is just so bizarre. Like, yeah.
It's
Still makes
bizarre in how, gosh. You know, sometimes you get these high-profile cases, and you get these meddling interveners that want to get themselves in the public spotlight. This is one of those guys, and they have nothing to do with this case,
Right.
but they make the loudest noise at the stupidest, most incidental issue. That's this guy. If he was a professional attorney, this would have been like a 4-page opposition.
Sure.
And you know what else? It might not even been necessary, because he would have just accepted service and moved on, you know? And if he's got issues with the indemnity, then be a big boy, put on your big boy pants, your big boy litigator pants, and argue the indemnity issue in the appropriate venue, not in this case that has nothing to do with your client's contractual faux pas. Fuck off with all of that and suck my eggs.
Your eggs?
I mean, I didn't want to say the other thing.
Yeah,
but you know what I meant.
I think you should stick with the other thing. I'm going to be honest. Yikes. Your eggs, your period playlist. What is happening over there, man?
My eggplant. How about that?
That'll work. We can do that.
I'm trying to keep it at least PG-13.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the only other thing that's really happened today was they had filed that opposition to the motion for sanctions against Brian Friedman. Blake was saying that he had defamed her, and they pointed to all these statements he made in the press. But then, of course, they come back and say, no, because they said all this stuff about his client in the press, and they had like a whole much longer list of things that were basically condemning him for being some sort of sexual predator and stuff like that. And so he's like, we're allowed to defend our client against stuff that was put out here in the press that we didn't even initiate. So I feel like, I don't know, because there's stuff I don't understand about that. But at the same time, it just kind of seemed to me like I agreed with what they were saying, that like if he's subject to sanctions for the things that he said, then so are her attorneys. So
I don't see any grounds for sanctions whatsoever in anything that Friedman did, anything that the Wayfarer parties did. With the way that they issued the subpoena, it wasn't cumulative if they were requesting stuff that hasn't been supplied.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been very forthcoming, just saying, look, if you don't want to use her, we won't use her. But if you're going to use her, we're going to request these things that she hasn't responded with.
Oh man, this isn't even about not even about the lady. This is just from a couple weeks ago. She requested sanctions against Brian Friedman for talking about her in the press.
Oh yeah,
saying that he's defaming her and shit like that.
Oh, shut up. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
That's the thing about, okay, I've been saying for a long time that Lively's attorneys, they litigate like a bunch of divas. They're just such a bunch of, they're just tattletales. That's all they do. Like, they have grievances. They tell on everybody for every stupid little thing. They're like my 5-year-old daughter. Jesus. It's like, to the point where I got to be like, Abby, you don't got to tell me every little thing that your sister does, or like I don't know. They're just, I can't with them. I can't. They're the worst kinds of opposing counsel that you can have, because they're gonna request every accommodation, and they're gonna point out every little thing that they perceive as a slight to them, and they're gonna raise the cost of litigation for everybody because they want to be a bunch of little bitches, and there's nothing you could do about it. And they exist within the parameters of law. So, all right, we'll litigate this way. It's like, you could litigate cool and just like keep it cool and straightforward for everybody, or you can litigate like a bunch of divas, like is what they are trying to do. And then you get these hangers on, like this clown attorney that's asked, that's basically just made a general appearance, and it's exhausting. I can't. I hate attorneys so much. I really do.
Yeah, I know you do. I don't know. I'm still on the fence. So
I will say that Rachel Wars is cool.
who?
There are some attorneys that are good attorneys out there. Patrick, our friend Patrick, is a good attorney. I like that guy.
I like that.
There is a handful of attorneys that are my friends that I like.
Yeah.
But if I don't like you, you will know about it. And if you're opposing me and I don't like you, then you're really going to know about it. But generally, I'm cool with everybody. I feel like I'm friends with everybody.
I feel like I just have so many close friends who are lawyers that I'm just kind of like, I can't hate them. You know what I mean?
Well, there's good and bad, you know?
I need to get you all in the same room one day.
Oh, then we're going to just hate each other. That's how that's going to go.
I don't think so, man. I think you'll like them.
They say about attorneys that that attorneys are type A personalities.
Okay, well, whatever you guys are is fine by me. So
I don't know.
I mean,
I went to law school
you and Rachel are like two of my favorite people. So
yeah. No, Rachel's cool. I like Rachel a lot.
Yeah, she's fine. Whatever.
Yeah. Also nominated for an Emmy. When is the Emmys, by the way? Isn't that like in September or something?
I don't know, dude. You have to ask her. I didn't even know about that shit until I'm not paying attention to it other than her. So you gotta ask someone else. I gotta be honest with you. If she wasn't involved in that, I wouldn't give a shit about it. So yeah.
I mean, I co-sign on that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's like
I would have never heard about the hot bench.
I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool for you. I'm gonna pay attention now. But otherwise, I couldn't care. Like I just couldn't care. You know?
Yo, I'm old enough to have watched Judge Wapner on Channel 13.
Sorry, is that like a cartoon or?
No, he's like the original Judge Judy. The People's Court. The People's Court.
Like a Teletubby in a barrister's wig.
The hell?
I hope you dream about that tonight.
Teletubbies in wigs? I've had weirder dreams than that, miss.
Yeah. Daphne says, Omar, you need to wish me a happy birthday. I have 1 minute left. Hurry up, Omar.
Happy birthday, Daphne. Happy belated birthday. Happy 18th. Well, I have no idea how old they are.
18th. We have no idea how old you are. I'm sorry. This is for you.
With no teeth. Glow loves books with a $2. Thank you so much for that.
And this is for you.
This lawyer lost against Brian Friedman in the past and had to pay him damages against Brian Friedman in the past and had to, I think she copy and pasted like 3 times in a row. But it makes sense that he's got a personal vendetta against Friedman. But in the process of having a personal vendetta against Friedman, I've been reading this David Goggins book. And he talks about like the accountability mirror. I feel like you have to be able to look in the mirror and just realize that what you're trying to do is going to make you look like a clown. And if you look in the accountability mirror and realize that what you're going to file is going to make you look stupid, then you should just not do that filing. And the fact that he has refrained from doing that or failed to do that, he has not just embarrassed himself, but he's embarrassed his law firm. And he's brought the disdain of social media against his client. He should be fired for cause. And he should retire from law. He's a clown.
What if he is like a second-year lawyer? Should he still retire?
No, he should just learn his lesson. But if he's been practicing for longer than 2 years,
all right.
Then perhaps it's just time to get out of this. He's not cut out for it.
What do you do?
Have the metal.
3 years deep into your law career, you're fucking up like that.
Gosh, man, I've fucked up so many times. My second year, that's something that I might have done my second year in practice. Maybe my third year in practice. But after a while, but back then it was all just like all piss and vinegars. Like, I don't know the law good enough to be confident in anything that I'm arguing. Like, I have researched the law. I believe that the law is supposed to mean this, but I haven't practiced enough to know how it's actually perceived in court. So these are the kinds of arguments that you would make as like a young attorney, not as like a seasoned 10 plus year, 15 plus year, 20 plus year attorney. If that's the case, he's ready to retire. Just get out, man. Hopefully you got a good pension. Hopefully you got some savings. Go be a carpenter. You know what? Go whittle trees. Go whittle mugs out of oak. Go hunt elk. Go hunt squirrels. Go try to be a Michelin star chef
Guys,
like one of
Omar
these
is
amateurs.
Omar's just saying words now. I don't know what's happening.
He should do anything but practice law. He's a danger to his prospective clients.
Well, if he's a danger at practicing law, I don't know if he should hunt elk either. Let's see. Elyers, thank you for the 14. Also, y'all, Isabela was also the first person to talk about Taylor Swift supposedly playing a role in casting her as young Lily in an exclusive interview on August 6th. It ends with us red carpet. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. Erica, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Isabel has been love bombed, manipulated, and used. I almost feel bad for her, but then I remember she is a grown ass woman. I mean, I felt bad for her too, to be honest.
How old is she though? She looks like
24.
about
24, I think.
She's a youngster.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, in that situation where I'm like caught between two people who are like have way more status and influence in Hollywood than me, and I'm trying to make a career for myself, I'd probably be, in the beginning at least, very confused too. I would be probably freaking out a little bit, but at the same time, after seeing all this, at some point she deleted like all her Instagram posts or most of her Instagram posts with Blake. Clearly decided to distance herself, apparently, because she felt like that was the best thing that she could do per like the advice of people in her life. And so she kind of took a stance in that regard to where she was like, okay, this obviously isn't right. But then now she's coming out and saying through her lawyer, he's harassing me. So it's kind of like, it's very hard to follow.
I'll just say this, that I know firsthand the dangers of having an unhinged attorney represent somebody that doesn't know any better.
Right. Yeah.
And when that happens, and especially when she's 24 years old, she's trusting this guy. He's got his $300 suit or whatever, and he's in the law firm and she's in the lobby and everybody looks like they know what they're doing and she has nothing to do with law. And law is fucking hard, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to navigate when you haven't had any experience with it. She's trusting her attorneys, and had she gone to a better attorney, she wouldn't give off the impression that she's giving now. But she's gone to this wayward attorney that has a personal vendetta against one of the litigants, counsel for one of the litigants, and it's making her look bad. That's not her fault. I'm not going to pin it on her. I 100% blame the attorney. It's on him. It's 100% on him.
I mean, fair enough. I think I'm still kind of, I'm not a fan of hers. Let's put it that way. I'm not a fan of hers. I don't like how she conducted herself.
I don't even know who she is.
So,
well, I just know if I was 24 years old and there was an attorney telling me to do stuff, I would listen to everything that they had to say.
I can tell you I would not have done that at 24 and I would not do it now. So it's just a personal difference, I guess.
I would like to think that there's certain things that I wouldn't have done at 24, but at the same time, I know that when I was 24 years old, I was a dumbass. And so I can't even say that in good confidence.
Yeah. I mean, I was a dumbass at 24. Sure. I was a dumbass at 31. I'm 32 now. So like, I don't know, but at the same time, I'm a dumbass who has I keep my values. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. I won't do that shit. I will not ever do that shit. So
there's one thing I know about you. Above all else, you are very principled.
Well,
and I've always appreciated that about you.
Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. But here we are.
Principled to a fault, but sometimes, hey, that's why you have counsel.
Do I? I mean,
unofficially, I'm always your counsel.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I did kind of go out there myself, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. This is for you, man.
Oh, hey, Lauren and handsome Omar. Why do you think there is no more talk of the essay? Because it's stupid. I think it's very telling that all of the discovery has nothing to do with the essay.
Yeah,
everything's related to smear campaigns and other stuff. There's nothing there for the essay. If anything, they might have subpoenaed Isabela to the extent that it may help the essay claims, but there's just nothing there. There's nothing to be gained. If there was evidence of it, they'd know where to look, but honestly, all the discovery at this point has not been related to those claims. The reason you're not hearing about it is simply because there hasn't been any litigation geared towards that. It kind of is what it is at this point. If we had the deposition transcripts, we could talk about the essay. I guarantee you, they probably spent a good 2-3 hours grilling her about the essay claims, maybe longer.
Yeah.
But we're never going to see those transcripts. The best you can hope for is that this goes to trial and she's going to be called to the stand and cross-examined. But everybody knows at this point that the SH claims are bullshit.
Not everybody, but most reasonable people, yes.
There are whack job feminist organizations that believe that there's merit to the claims. I haven't met any, but I know that they've been contacting other content creators to let them know that you're a woman hater if you support Justin Baldoni.
Yeah.
But, there's also people that believe that Brian Koberger was innocent until he confessed. And they still believe that even after the confession. And so,
bruh.
I put them in the same category personally.
Yeah, I got a comment about this when I went over this the other night. I got a comment yesterday morning, and it said something like, "Lauren, I'm so disappointed in how you're like reading this for a self-serving narrative. It's so sad to see like women put down other women when
shut
I was
up.
like, shut your fucking mouth. Like everything that you're
Shut
saying
your
doesn't
pie
make
hole.
sense. You clearly haven't been following this in any sort of detail whatsoever. Take your guilt trip somewhere else." So.
And you know what the sad part is? You could have her on your show. You could like talk to her.
Oh, fuck that. I'm never talking to that person again. I don't even know that person.
Oh, I would not recommend it. I'm just saying that I know how that would go. Like you would have her on and she like just be spitting out all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Maybe the answer is like South Park said, maybe you're just a fucking asshole and just stay off of my DMs.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that's the answer. Maybe there's just people out there like that have these unhinged opinions and they got bigger problems, honestly. They should work on their mental health. They should work on their logic and reasoning. They should work on a lot of things, but they should stay off of DMs and trying to excoriate well-meaning content creators because of their personal vendettas against men. Fuck off with all of that. There's better cases to espouse those opinions. This ain't the one.
Right. And I don't see any of those people actually like going too hard for other female victims in celebrity cases. It's just this one. And so I'm like, oh, really? You're disappointed in me? You're disappointed in me for what?
Well, because they can't
pining after this entitled blonde lady who tried to get my bank info.
It's like Andy Signor said: they hate you because they ain't you.
I think that quote was probably not an original, but yeah.
It wasn't an original, but I heard him say it. It's like, yeah, that's a good one.
Oh gosh, Purple Dragon Chill, thank you for the 10. I'm totally not bush watching.
The hell does that mean?
Say hello. I don't know, but I think they totally are. Hello. Thank you for that. This is for you.
Probably Ryan and Blake got him for Isabela. I'm not even sure what that means.
The lawyer.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I feel like Ezra has a network of attorneys that are better than him.
That's probably.
I can't believe. Look, there's been some high level lawyering in this case. But this fucking guy coming in at this stage of litigation, it is so amateurish. I would not refer anybody to him.
Yeah.
If that's the work product that he's going to put out, I would not. I just couldn't imagine. I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't know.
Did they maybe just recommend the firm and then that guy's like new or something? I don't know.
Maybe he's like the associate, like, here, deal with this subpoena. It's like Suits, and they give the housing case to Mike in episode 1.
This guy's no Mike Ross, all right? Let's see. MDR, thank you for the $20. Could there be concerns about witness tampering? Does Isabela Ferrer need to be deposed? I'm not sure if she's going to be deposed or not. Witness tampering, I don't think so.
No, there's no witness. They're not interested in her as a witness. They're just doing their due diligence. If Lively's going to subpoena her, they ask for stuff. Sure, we got those documents because they have to. But she didn't respond to everything. We want the stuff that she didn't respond to.
Mm-hmm.
And if she doesn't want to respond to that, I will stipulate to just not use her as a witness. They don't care about her. They don't need her.
AC35, thank you for the $3 super sticker. I appreciate you. All right. I think that about wraps it up for tonight. I gotta get to bed soon. It's like 1 o'clock, after 1 o'clock. So
yeah, I think Perez Hilton might be in the chat.
Oh, is he? Oh, hey, Perez, what's up? Here you go.
Yeah. I was going to talk to him, but then they were like, hey, you got to talk to Perez's people. I was like, oh.
Yeah, well, he's got a question for you, I guess.
Oh, he does? Oh, my question is, if Judge Lyman rules on Lively's motion to compel the subpoena against me and SDNY before the judge in Nevada rules on my motion to quash it, what happens? That's a jurisdictional issue because arguably jurisdiction lies in Nevada because I believe that's where Perez Hilton lives, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was served in Nevada. Everything I know about federal jurisdiction tells me that the Ninth Circuit has jurisdiction to make the decision. And if the New York court makes a decision before the Ninth Circuit makes a decision, it wouldn't be worth the judgment would be moot because they have no jurisdiction. So they have to resolve that jurisdictional issue before anything else.
You should, what's your email? Say it, and he'll probably email you.
tiltedlawyer@gmail.com. Yeah, just send me an email and I will answer that question more fully. But it is 100%. If New York doesn't have jurisdiction to make the final call and they rule, then the ruling is worth nothing. Ninth Circuit is the one that has the say. They will make the final decision. And so that issue also came up with Cassidy O'Connell, but it became moot because they withdrew it. And so, but yeah, I believe that Nevada has jurisdiction to make the call. Judge Lyman does not have any jurisdiction to make any decisions related to Perez Hilton's subpoena. And so I guess we'll see what happens. Nobody's really commenting on it as far as I've seen. Is that still pending? All of those things still pending?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah, Perez, just shoot me an email. I will in the morning give you a better answer than what I just gave now. Perez says it's all pending.
Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm gonna take off for tonight, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks Omar for coming back from the dead.
I've not been dead. I've been very busy, young lady. How you doing? Am I going to see you on Sunday or what?
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right.
Yeah, maybe like because I'm going to Donna's thing on Saturday night. And that's out in, I think it's in Burbank. So I'll be out there. Yeah, I think it's in Burbank.
Is that where her studios are at?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was in the OC.
Where?
Orange County. Well, Orange County, California, not Florida.
It's all one thing to me. It's just like all one thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I just saw Donna at Zach's thing. My wife met Donna. I think she did.
Cool. Yeah, so I'll be there, and then that's Saturday, and so Sunday I'll text my boyfriend, the Uber driver, and get him to.
Oh, not that guy. That guy's a creep.
That guy's not a creep. Why is he a creep? He's awesome.
It's just weird that he's like on call for you. Is all I'm saying. I'm suspicious of him. Is all.
What he does for a living. He's driving clients around.
Well, just let me be big brother and have my concerns.
Could you be nicer? Could you be nicer to him? He's a nice boy. Okay, he's like.
I'm not nice to any of my daughters or my sister's boyfriends until they're married.
Okay, well.
That's just how it is. It's the rules.
All right. Whatever. Maybe Lauren wanted to be creeped on. Not today. Ask me to.
Not today. She was creeped on, and never mind.
Which time? No.
Do not.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
It's the thing that shall not be mentioned.
Yeah. All right. See you guys. Bye.
All right, folks. See you later.